Hello everyone, this is Candy, the 614 Stitcher, and today is Wednesday, November the 1st, 2023, and this is my Flosstube episode number 100. I would like to say hello and welcome to any new subscribers. I would hope that you would stick around and see if I can enable you with a project or two. And for my returning friends and subscribers, thank you so very much for coming back each and every time that I do upload a video. I cannot believe that this is my 100th episode. This has been a long time coming. I never really thought that I would get to 100 subscribers. I didn't think I would, or 100 subscribers, 100 videos. I am thankful because without you coming back each and every time that I upload a video, this wouldn't be possible. I say that, but with doing these videos, it is also giving me some self-confidence. It has grown my friendship pool, and I am so thankful that you all have stuck in with me when I have not felt like doing the videos through the May mental health challenge that not challenge, but the May mental health stitching that I have put on. Just all of the things with your comments and your well wishes and all the things that you do and say for me. I am so grateful that I have made it this far. I wanted to record this video on Monday. However, the weather changed again, and I was dealing with a massive sinus headache most of the day on Monday. And when I have headaches like that, I just feel drained afterwards. So I didn't record the video, and I actually did some stitching. And then yesterday, with it being Halloween, I didn't want my 100th episode to be on Halloween Day. So I decided that I would wait and record my 100th episode today. Originally, when I started these videos, my video day was on Wednesdays. And so I thought that it would be appropriate and a little sentimental to record this video on a Wednesday and have it uploaded. So thank you all so very much from the bottom of my heart that you continue to support me and come back each time that I do upload a video. I really do appreciate it. So I have had, again, not too much going on this past week. We did have a Magazine Monthly Cross Stitch Challenge Zoom on Saturday, which was our regular monthly Zoom. And then later on that evening, we, the Magazine Monthly Cross Stitch Challenge had a 2024 planning session. I actually received quite a few different ideas, along with giving some advice to some other stitchers. And so I did write down notes. I do know that Carolyn on her channel will be recapping some of the planning and conversations that we had. It was very good. It's always good to be with like-minded people and throw out different kind of ideas when it comes to stitching. So stay tuned. I'm sure most all of you probably watch Carolyn already. So stay tuned as she recaps that. I'm not sure when it's going to be, but please make sure that you stay tuned to her channel. It is Zook Stitch. If you are not following her and not subscribed to her Flosstube, please, she is a wealth of knowledge, stitches some beautiful projects, finished her year of WIPs strong at the end of October. And so she is always an inspiration to me. She is a very dear friend of mine. And so please make sure to go over and check out her channel and stay tuned for the 2024 recap that she is going to discuss. I would like to give you, since it is the 1st of November, I would like to give you my October stats. And I actually calculated these stats twice because I just didn't believe the numbers. So I had, the total number of stitches I had for the month was 7,239 stitches. I worked on 12 projects. I had 2 new starts for a total of 14 projects. I didn't have any finishes last month, and my daily average of stitching was 234 stitches. I just couldn't believe that I had stitched 7,000 stitches. I have gone back. I keep going back, and for the month of September, I stitched 9,527 stitches. So it just boggles my mind that I stitched that much in a month. The total number of stitches for October is skewed a bit, and I'll explain why. I did a lot of back stitching on a project, the home sampler, and I did not count those stitches. I did say that I was going to go back and calculate them, and so in the coming weeks, maybe I will go back over and calculate them to add them to my October numbers, just to see how many more stitches I actually did. But that back stitching on that on home sampler is a lot, and so I just haven't taken the time to go back and count the stitches. So I actually probably did, you know, closer to maybe 7,400 stitches, but even still, to do 7,000 stitches in a month is a lot in my book. So that is where I am ending October at. I'm closing the calendar on October. As you can see, I do stitch a lot, and that is in part because I can stitch in the mornings before I start my work. That's going to change in February, but I'm not going to February right now. I'm going to stay right here in November the 1st. So let's get on with the stitching that I did this past week. This stitching will be from October the 24th through October the 31st. Okay, I'm going to start, because of the way that I record, I need to write down the dates. And so I'm going to share those with you. So you grab your stitching or knitting, crocheting, whatever needle art you are participating in, and a drink. This does happen to be a Merry Christmas mug. It's one of the larger mugs that I have in my cabinet. That's why I pulled it out. I'm not bypassing Thanksgiving. I'm a big proponent of Thanksgiving. But this is the largest mug I have, and I am drinking tea this afternoon because it's chilly here in Ohio. So we're going to just dive right in. I did not have any starts this week. I keep looking, but I didn't have any starts. So now we're going to just move right into the whips. And the first whip that I would like to show you I didn't. Okay. Which you also saw the last time that I worked on it. is, because it was a focus for last week, the 24th, starting on the 23rd and through the 28th, and it is Ink Circles Seasonal Sun Sign. And here's a picture of where it was when I last showed it to you. And here is where it is now. So I completely finished the summer block. It is all filled in. Hold on for just one moment. Okay. For Seasonal Sun Sign and the summer block here, I added 726 stitches. Now that was over the week, so this was my focus for the week. This is on my year of WIPs, and so I need to have this completed by December the 18th. What else can I tell you about it except for I am super excited, like super excited. So when I pick this up again, which will be in a week, no, 2 weeks. When I pick this up in 2 weeks for that week's focus, it will be a focus for a week until I get it completely finished. I will be going back through and figuring out where my mistake is in this winter block. And then once I figure out where the mistake is, filling in those stitches. And then in each one of the in each one of the suns on each season, I am adding beads for the sun. And once I add the beads, it will be completely finished. I am super excited. Like, all I have, like in my mind, that's exactly how I'm looking at it. All I have to do is fix this block right here and then add the beads. I am going to be looking for the Mill Hill beads. There's 2 different colors. One of them is a purple and one of them is a yellow. And I'm going to get those in my hot little hands so that I can hopefully during the week that this is my focus, I can do the beading along with fixing this block and have it completed. But that is my seasonal sun sign. It has been a long time coming and I am super duper excited about it. So that was number 1. Well, they're not really, well, that is in order because I started working on it on the 23rd and then just carried over for the whole entire week. The next project that I worked on was Sunshine and Blooms by Teresa Kogut. And I'm sorry, please forgive me. I did not really put these in too much of an order. I am racing against the clock to get this in. Because my daughter is upstairs and I might have to pause again if she comes downstairs to leave or whatever. And that is what this chart looks like. I am considering taking out the words and this green hill here and just focusing on the basket and the flowers. The basket and the flowers and the birds. But here's a picture of what it looked like when I last showed it. And here is where I am now on it. So I put in, the flower was already completed. I came down and put in the stem, and I started the basket. This is being stitched on a 36 count grandma slip. I am using the overdyed and DMC floss colors. And this is all the bigger it is, so I will have a larger piece of grandma slip to put in my stash also. And I am really enjoying it. I have been considering putting this on my year of WIPs. However, I think there's a lot of stitching still left in it, and so it's a contender, kinda, but it's a lot of stitching. Like, if I put this and a couple of others that I'm thinking about, I would be doing the 6 again, because it's a lot of stitching still left to do. But that is my Sunshine and Blooms. And I put in another 171 stitches this week on that project. The next WIP that I worked on, and let me tell y'all, well, let me show the picture. The next WIP that I worked on this week was Autumn Peg, and little Miss Peg gave me the business all week long. I was like, oh my goodness, she is giving me the business. And here's a picture of where she was when I last showed her. And here she is now. So as it turned out, I had stitched her face in the wrong color. I had stitched her face in the hair color. But even with that being said, I changed the color of her face to DMC 3828. Her eyes, so I put in her face and her hair, and you'll notice that one of the wings is now missing, part of the wing. As I was going through putting in the face and the hair, I realized that the wing was off. The one thing about this chart that I did not pay attention to initially when I was stitching, as I was stitching it, are that the wings are not symmetrical. They look like they are. So as I did one wing, I did the other. But that's not the way to do it. So I had to take out part of her wing in order to fit her face part in there. And I did do the quarter stitches and the back stitching around her face and hair. Okay. I'm trying to get it to where you can see. I also came over and started the leaves. So this is that Noel from Weeks Dye Works that I started using to put in all the leaves. Now the leaves go up and come around and come back down. So I still have a long way to go on Autumn Peg. I literally put her face in, well, her face was in, and then I took it out because it was the wrong color. Okay, that was on me. Well, it's all on me because I'm stitching it. So then I put her face in, but I put that hair in 4 times. I put it in, it was wrong, I take it out. I put it in, it was wrong, I take it out. It was... So the numbers for October are skewed because I didn't count all the times that I put the hair in and took the hair out. Like, it's a lot. It was a lot. Like, I was ready to just give her up and be like, you know what? I'm not stitching on you no more this season. But patience persevered, and I went ahead on and did it. So her hands are in. I need to finish her wing. This will be future Candy's problem, because today's Candy is like, I'm done with Autumn Peg for a while. So I need to finish putting in her wing. There's some stitches that I still need to put in her dress, but they're all quarter stitches, and then all the leaves. I am considering Autumn Peg as for a year of WIPs next year, because I really want to get this finished so that I can display it. I am stitching Autumn Peg on a 28 count. This is wrong. On a 32 count Cafe Mocha, vintage country mocha. I'm like, what is it? And I am using the call for over dyes, with the exception of the Noel here. And I'm hoping, I keep looking at it, I'm hoping that even though everything is so bright in here, that the Noel will go with the chart, rather than using the hot rod. I just want it to look more autumnal than what the orange and the yellow are looking like. So that is what it looks like. And of course, the Noel, in stitching it, it looks like it's cooler, or not as bright as what the rest of the chart is. So I'm hoping that even though it's not as this bright, it'll still look okay. Oh, there's the card for it on the outside of the thing. I'm like, where's the card? And it's time to get this done. I started this in 2021, and now it's carrying over into 2024. It is time. So, chances are you will be seeing Autumn Peg in my year of WIPs next year. I put in 100, I only counted them once, but I put in 172 stitches on Autumn Peg for all the days that I stitched on her, because it was a lot. Like every morning I was putting stitches in because it was wrong. Like I would put them all in and then have to take them all out. I was fit to be tied. The next WIP that I worked on is Autumn Quaker by Rosewood Manor. And if you recall, I am in the very beginning section up here. And here's a picture of where it was when I last showed it. And here it is now. So I finished the second motif down. And then I came down and I put in these two birds right here, which they're off, and I'm leaving them because I don't know why they're off. But then I put in the start part of this vein, and this is actually the bottom of page number 1. I have one more flower to put here. I put in this leaf, and there's another leaf that will go just below it. And then I came back up to the top of the page and put in this line going across here. I am stitching this on a 28 count Autumn by Under the Sea Fabrics. I'm using the called for Valdani threads. And I absolutely love it. This is my seasonal Sunday piece, which means that I stitch on it. For those of you that are new, I stitch on it every Sunday, and whatever stitches I get in for that day is what I get in. This past Sunday, I put in 271 stitches. And I think even though the fabric is darker, I still think that it looks so good on this fabric. So that is my Autumn Quakers by Rosewood Manor. And my next WIP is I forgot to put the chart in the bag. I just saw another Rosewood Manor. I was watching Fickle Stitches, and I was just like, oh my goodness. It's called Autumn in the Pines, and I was like, oh my goodness. So the next WIP that I worked on was Autumn Cloche by Hello from Liz Mathews. And here's a picture of where it was when I last showed it. And here is where I am now. So that is where I'm, So the last time I showed this, I actually had the outline of this butterfly in. So I went in and started filling in this butterfly. And I didn't finish filling it in, but whatever. And then I came over and started the outline of this next butterfly in the chart. I added 139 stitches to this piece. I am stitching this on a 40 count, it's on here, slate that it does not have like Who Makes slate. But that's where I am. And I am using the called for DMC conversion, and I'm stitching this one thread over 2 linen threads. And you might see this one again for November. I'm really feeling all the autumnal stitching right now. All of the leaves, like my yard is a mess. All of the leaves are down on both of my trees, but it's been so rainy, wet, and cold that they are still sitting on the ground. And the tree in the back, by the back side of my house, is all red. So all the leaves were all red. And the tree in the front of my house was all gold. And so it was so pretty. Now I have gold and brown and red and brown leaves all over the ground. But I think I could stitch autumn and not worry about getting up the leaves. Maybe I could stitch autumny leaves and not worry about having to get out there and rake up leaves. So okay, the last WIP that I have for this week is my focus for this week. And you know when you see this bag, what it is. My focus for this week is Temperature Butterflies by Stitching Mommy. And here's a picture of where it was when I last showed it. And here is where it is now. I added the whole outline for the December butterfly. I have worked on this project for 3 days so far. I'll be working on this until Saturday. Sunday starts a new week. My weeks go from Sunday to Saturday. And so Sunday will start a new week for me, and I will put another one of my It'll Be Home sampler year of whips into my weekly rotation. So I'll work on getting in as much of the veining for the butterfly, the December butterfly, as I can through Saturday, and then she'll go away, and then I'll pull out the next year of whip. I have 3 more left to go, and I want them all completed before the 18th of December. So I added 189 stitches. It's actually more than that, 189 plus 90. I added 279 stitches, and that is for what you see right here. I am stitching temperature butterflies on a 28 count Artemis by Bestitch Me. I did a color conversion to sulky threads. For the outlining and veining, I'm using 3799. I will also be starting temperature turtles in January, and I will be using the same sulky conversion for that. Now, I'm not sure about the back stitching for the turtles, but all the temperatures, I've already got it mapped out. So that's what I'm going to use, so the pieces will actually match. These are the temperatures for 2022. And I'm almost done. I cannot, like, it has been a long time coming. I've been working on this since 2022. And so it'll be great to have her finished and framed so that I can look at her. I am deciding, I am going to decide, I have decided that I am going to put 2022 on here somewhere, just so that I will know. I probably will never forget for as long as I've been stitching on this, but I feel like it needs a banner or some kind of information tag on it or something. I had kicked around the idea that I would put what each color meant and all of that. So now I'm just going to put the year on it, maybe backstitch temperature butterflies 2022, and that'll be the end of it. But it's almost done, y'all. She's almost done. Okay, so those were my whips. Those were my whips for this week, and I am like super excited. I didn't bring the Afghan out because she's still in the house. And look, Albert wants to say hello. Albert, Mom's recording. You have to go lay down for a while. So I didn't bring the Afghan out because she's still in the house, and I don't want to take the risk of showing it and then she come bouncing down the steps. So I did add the 3rd ball. I have started on the 4th ball. I'm going to measure it again after the 4th ball. I did not measure it after the 3rd one. I'm going to measure it after the 4th ball and probably have to add the 5th. Once I add the 5th ball, that's it. If it'll be big enough as far as I'm concerned. I am doing a granny square, and it is a infinite. It's called an infinite granny square Afghan, where you start with the granny square in the center and you just keep going out around. For those of you that are new here, I have shown it a couple of videos ago. I really wanted to show it again because it's been a couple of weeks since you've seen it. So I'm going to go get it and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to show it really quickly. I don't hear any movement going on upstairs, which means she's probably taking a nap. But here, here is where it is so far. When I put it up to my neck, it comes down past my shin, or when I put it up to my chest, it comes just down past my shins. So I think the 4th and the 5th ball are going to have to be added. But that is where I am on that. And so I'm really ecstatic about it. I now am very limited on when I can work on it. What I've been doing is around 8:15, I go into my room and work on it. I normally go to bed early anyway, so if she's here, it's not anything out of the norm for me to be in my bed, you know, to be in my bedroom. So that's where I am on that. I'm hoping I'm going to be going to a retreat next weekend, and I'll be taking it on the retreat with me. So I'm hoping that I can get a lot of work done on it so that I can be finished with it. I have some stuff that I want to make for my own self. Pardon me, but I won't until I get this finished. I don't want to start, because I could easily get carried away and start all the things in crochet, but I'm not. I'm being restrained. Because I've picked out something else that I want to make for somebody else. And so I need to hold myself, restrain myself is what I need to do, because I can start all the things with crocheting. Like, there's so many free patterns, there's so many this, there's so much that, there's so much beautiful yarn. And you'll see in my investments that I picked up some yarn like I needed it. Anyway, okay. Also, I did not get any quilting done again this week. So this weekend, I'm going to be sitting down, and once I get my focus done on Saturday morning, I'm going right into quilting. I am behind. I have 11 blocks to make for the Fat Quater Shope Petit Four quilt, and I am already behind. And I do not want to get too far behind on making those blocks. So next video, you'll see some quilt blocks. Okay, Albert wants something. He is standing right here next to me. I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to pause you one more time and figure out what my dog needs. Okay. Okay, as it turned out, my sweet little boy needed to go to the bathroom. Now he's eating, so who knows? I'm sorry, I hope you can't hear him, but so now I'm going to show you what I'll be working on for the month of November. And then we'll go into my plans. And then I will show investments, and then we'll be all set. So, the Magazine Monthly Cross Stitch Challenge this week, or this month, the theme is mountains. And for the mountains, I am going to be stitching my Pine Mountain Designs chart. Life is just a bowl of cross stitch, November. So I'll be starting this and working on it all through the month until I get it finished. It is both the pin roll or needle roll and the pillow. So I have that to work on. So there were 2 acrostics for this month, and I chose one, and it is Raccoon. And she explained that the first one is Fox, F-O-X. Which is what I really wanted to choose. But then I went with Raccoon. So for Raccoon, the R in Raccoon will stand for Representation Matters. And I will be participating in Black Sampler November. So I purchased Shaded Stitcheries Black Butterfly Sampler. And this will be a new start for me. And so that is a new start for this month. The A in Raccoon is my, will be my, it was EJ's choice. So, number 3, my WIPGO number 3, the WIPGO numbers were called, let me say that. Number 3 is my oldest WIP, which I'm already working on. It is Home Sampler, and it is actually slated for this next week to be worked on, so I'll show that in my next video. The next number was 8, and that was EJ's choice. And EJ chose I keep picking up a bag, but it's not the right bag. Here we go. So my A is my WIPGO project, and it is And Be Kind to One Another. And I have to get 700 stitches on this. And that's the A for Raccoon. The next letter is C, and for C, I will be starting Cherry Hill Stitchery and Autumn Wish. I thought this was a new start. Yes, it is. I had slated to start this last November and didn't. And so this year, I'm like, I am starting it. So that's Cherry Hill Stitchery, which is the first C. The second C stands for Cornucopia, and it is And Give Thanks. And I actually do not have a whole lot to do on this project, so I may be having a finish in November, which would be awesome. I might have a couple of finishes in November, which would be extremely awesome. So that was Cornucopia. The next letter in raccoon is an O, and that stands for Ophelia, which is the fabric name for I Will Bless the Lord by My Big Toe. And the second O in raccoon is for Oak Leaves, and that is Thankful Quaker by Bent Creek. And the letter N stands for November House by Country Cottage Needleworks. So that is my raccoon. Each one of the projects, with the exception of And Be Kind to One Another, I have slated to put in 200 stitches. But you all know me, once I hit the goal, if I still have time left, then I will go back and work on it some more. So those are my November for Magazine Monthly Cross Stitch Challenge. My plans are to finish working on however much I can get completed for the December butterfly through Saturday. I have retreat on the 10th through the 12th of next week. So I'll be pulling some of these projects to take to the stitching retreat with me. I will be going to the Stitching in the Springs, which is in Yellow Springs, Ohio. And then I will also, before I leave for retreat, I'll be working on And Be Kind to One Another. And getting my November Life is Just a Bowl of started. So now for my investments, I don't have a lot. I forgot to show, and I thought I showed it. So if I did show it, please forgive me. I just don't remember showing it, but I received this beautiful turtle stitched, and it's in a box. I don't know what I'm going to use this box for, but it'll be for something stitchy related. And I don't know what this pattern is, but a friend gave me this box, and I might have showed it last week, but I can't remember. So that was that. I also went to Amazon, and I am sending this back. I got a wool winder so that I could start winding the skeins of yarn that I got into balls. However, I worked with this yesterday and I hate it. So I'm sending it back. I looked at one that my friend has, and I'm actually considering ordering it instead. So it's actually the same kind of setup. This piece right here is not working on this particular one. It will not lock into place, and so it was a nightmare. So I'll be sending that back. I ordered it off of Amazon. And then I also received, or I also picked up, and man, I hope I can, these Prim crochet hooks. I really needed this really large one for a project that I am about to start pretty soon, but it came in this case, it came in a package of 5, so I picked up the whole package. So I'll be adding this to my crochet box. I have a box that I'm keeping all things crocheted, needle, hooks and all of that. I could use you for that. So I also went to Joann's because I wanted to get some of this bulky blanket yarn. There's a pattern that I saw done, and so I picked up the ombre, and it has different shades of purple in it. And then I also picked up a black, white, and a black to gray to black skein also. And with this, there's a blanket you can make with this type of yarn, and so I plan on making that blanket. It's just a little lap blanket for my own legs under my table while I'm sitting here working. So, no, that's not it. That's not all. I received my Weeks Dye Works Floss Frenzy, and these are the colors in the pack. I'm not taking them out. And I also received, where is it? Oh, my this is the December 2023 Just Cross Stitch magazine. I try to smile and then it looks like a frown. There are a couple of charts in here that I am going to be bookmarking. And this is one right here. I will be starting this on Christmas Eve, I do believe. It is Silent Night, Holy Night. So I'll be starting that on Christmas Eve. Let me show you. For a phenomenal flip through, please check out Carolyn Zook's channel. She does phenomenal flip throughs. She goes through the entire book, shows all the patterns, and so it's really, she does a really great job at it. I also would love to do this snowman, but each one of these are back stitches in a different color, and I said no thank you. And there is one more, this Thankful pattern that I am considering starting for Thanksgiving Day. Oh, it's on page 5. Oh, it's not. Oh, yes, it is. And it's this little pillow that says Thankful. I'm considering starting that on Thanksgiving Day. Just depends on how I feel on Thanksgiving Day. I already have a lot of Thanksgiving charts in the works, so it'll all just depend. But I thought that was so pretty. So that is Just Cross Stitch December 2023. Oh, I bumped you. Sorry. So I think I've said everything and given all of the information that I needed for this time. I am so thankful for each and every one of you again. Not only is this 100th video a celebration of me, but it also is a celebration of you. I appreciate you with every being in my soul. I don't know that I would have continued. I don't know that I would have had the self-confidence to continue. A lot of my friends have said to me that my self-confidence in doing these videos has really come a long way from video number 1. And I know that is just thanks to all of your kind comments. I really do appreciate you so very much. And with all of that being said, I will see you soon and have a great stitchy week. Bye.